Beloved, you've been under a spell. From the very moment you drew your first breath, a subtle enchantment was spoken into your soul. Life is a struggle. Money is hard to come by. You must work endlessly to deserve abundance. But today, we're here to break that spell with a power that has always been within you, your word. Florence Scovel Shinn, the spiritual pioneer of the law of attraction, once wrote in The Game of Life and How to Play It, "Every word is a decree sent forth into the universe. Every thought is a seed planted for your future." You are not poor because of lack of opportunity. You are poor because unknowingly you've been issuing commands for poverty through the language of limitation. I can't afford this. I'm trying. I hope it works out. But here's the miracle: the story can be rewritten starting today. Florence taught that we don't have to wait to become our wealthy self. We must live like her, think like her, speak like her, right now. Just as she once told a doubtful student, "You are under grace. Act like it, speak like it." So how do you begin acting like a millionaire, even when your bank account is nearly empty? How does your voice become the wand that conjures abundance, power, and spiritual freedom? In the next section, you'll uncover what Florence called spiritual dramatization, the sacred art of rehearsing wealth energetically until the universe must respond as if it were already true. Imagine this: a woman walking through the freezing rain of New York City. Her purse holds just $2, an amount that would make most people shrink, worry, and retreat from their dreams. But this woman did not. She went to see Florence Scovel Shinn and said, "I need a miracle." Florence didn't offer her empty comfort. She looked her in the eyes and said, "Bless those $2. See your purse filled, crammed, jammed with money checks, gold and silver. Picture it so vividly that you can hear the rustling of bills as you open it." And the woman obeyed. She imagined she felt she spoke as though she were already wealthy. Not long after, she received an unexpected gift of $6,000 money from seemingly nowhere. But from a spiritual view, it was not random at all. It was the natural result of faith plus word. Florence wanted you to understand this simple but divine truth. Wealth begins in the mind, and it is your word, your wand, that carves it into reality. Your words are seeds. Imagination is the fertile soil. You do not need to deserve wealth. You simply need to stop imagining yourself as someone who lacks. Now pause and ask, what are you speaking over yourself every day? "I can't afford this. I don't deserve a beautiful home. I'm trying my best." These phrases repeated thousands of times are not innocent. They are what Florence called poverty hexes, spells of lack cloaked in everyday language. So what's the antidote? Replace them with royal decrees. Stand before the mirror and declare, "I am the millionaire. I'm not waiting for it to happen. I'm living it now." In The Game of Life and How to Play It, Florence wrote that if you desire something, you must act as if you already have it, not in pretense, but to vibrate in alignment with the divine law. You cannot plant carrots and expect to harvest roses. Every thought is a seed. Every word a tone sent into heaven. One of her students once longed to be an actress, but was too shy to stand on stage. Florence didn't say, "Try harder." She said, "Walk down the street as if you've just been cast as the lead. Look into the mirror like you're the star. Feel the spotlight even if it's just the living room lamp." That is spiritual dramatization. And the result, within a month, that young woman was offered a lead role at a local theatre, launching her real career. Florence reminded us, the subconscious mind is like a phonograph. It records every word, every image, without question. Modern psychology agrees. The brain cannot distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined one repeated with emotion. So why not use that power to become your millionaire self today? And if you've ever felt like a fraud when you say, "I am wealthy," know this: you are not alone. We were all taught the wrong idea of worthiness. But you can rewrite that program by connecting with others who speak this new language of wealth. Comment below, "I am a millionaire in consciousness." Say it twice. Let the algorithm see your commitment. Let the heavens hear your decree. Now that you understand that wealth begins with inner belief and sacred speech, the question is, what are you rehearsing daily? Are you repeating wealth summons or delay spells? In the next section, we'll explore the language of prosperity, what Florence called royal speech. You will learn to speak like a millionaire, not in arrogance, but in sacred alignment with your divine identity. Have you ever noticed that wealthy people don't speak the same way as those in lack? It's not because they have money. It's because they speak as if money has always been a natural part of who they are. They do not beg, they do not plead, they declare. Florence Scovel Shinn called this sacred manner of speaking royal speech. Not to assert dominance over others, but to attune your soul to the frequency of divine abundance. In your word is your wand, Florence wrote. A person knowing the power of the word becomes very careful of his conversation. That means this: once you understand the power of your words, you will never again casually speak of being broke, tired, or undeserving, even in jest. Because the universe does not recognize jokes, it only hears commands. You do not need to convince the world that you are wealthy. You only need to speak and live as if it's already true. One student once confessed to Florence, "I'm afraid to ask for a higher job. I don't believe I deserve it." Florence replied, simple and powerful, "You are under grace. Act like it, speak like it." She instructed the student to repeat daily, "I am now linked by an invisible, unbreakable magnetic cord with all that belongs to me by divine right." The result? Not only did she receive the job she wanted, she was offered more than she asked for. You will never speak like someone great if your subconscious still sees you as small. Reflect on the words you speak each day. "I'm probably not good enough. I just hope someone helps me. I'm just an ordinary person." Florence called these phrases the language of lack. They may sound modest, but they create limitation. Instead, she taught, "Speak these words aloud with authority. I walk in the light of the Christ, and my pathway grows brighter day by day." Now, whether or not you're religious is irrelevant here. Christ represents your inner light, your highest spiritual frequency. Try speaking the following not as weak affirmations, but as powerful spiritual decrees. I am a magnet for respect, prosperity, and miracles. I do not beg, I receive. I am the living expression of unlimited supply. Each time you speak like this, Florence taught you, are placing an order with the universe. Even if you don't see the outcome yet, the spiritual machinery is already in motion. You don't have to walk this path alone. There is a quiet, growing community of souls practicing this royal speech every day, and you are warmly invited to join the circle of light. Comment below this phrase twice with the certainty of signing your destiny. I speak words of power. All I speak comes into form. You will be amazed how quickly the universe begins to respond, not through coincidence, but through the direct reflection of your decrees. So now that you know how to speak like a millionaire, what comes next? It's time to step into spiritual dramatization, to live and move as if your wealth is already here. In the next section, you'll be guided through the practice Florence called living in. The vibration of fulfilled desire. It's not about pretending, it's about becoming the frequency that your miracle responds to. Have you ever heard the phrase, "fake it till you make it"? Florence Scovel Shinn wouldn't quite agree. She didn't teach you to fake anything. She taught you to embody. And the difference is one word: energy. Florence called it spiritual dramatization. In your word is your wand, she wrote. Man must prepare for the thing he has asked for, though he see no sign of it. This means you must live as though your desire is already yours, not to pretend, but to attune your vibration to its reality. One of her students once asked, "How can I attract wealth when I'm still in debt and full of fear?" Florence didn't offer budgeting tips. She said simply, "Walk like a rich woman, sit like one, answer your phone like one." She guided the woman to adjust the tiny movements of her day from posture to tone of voice, as if she were already surrounded by money, honor, and ease. Because, as Florence declared, man must act as if he had already received. But here's where many misunderstand. They hear act as if and end up performing, but with disbelief, detachment, or doubt. They wear expensive clothes but think I'm just pretending. They say I am wealthy while hearing a whisper inside. No, you're just trying to be, Florence warned. You can never do a thing you don't believe yourself capable of doing. In other words, if your inner world isn't aligned, the outer performance backfires, like wearing a royal robe while fearing you'll be exposed as a fraud. So how do you dramatize correctly? Choose one simple action each day to embody your higher self. Walk, sit, speak, eat breakfast like someone who is already living in divine prosperity. Pair this with strong visualizations. See yourself receiving large checks, living in wide open spaces, being invited to luxurious gatherings. Then breathe emotion into the vision, not faking, but feeling the future you're calling forth. Florence gave this vivid example. Prepare for your blessings. Set the table for the guest you prayed for, though they have not yet arrived. The key is emotional alignment. Most people wait to earn confidence before they feel powerful. Florence reversed the formula. Feel successful and you become successful. When you dare to feel confidence, abundance, power before any evidence appears, you are sending out a magnetic signal. The universe does not respond to logic. It responds to vibrational harmony. At first it may feel awkward, but you are not alone. There is a community here quietly rehearsing their light each day. Not to boast, but to reclaim the royal essence within. Comment this phrase twice below to anchor your new frequency. I walk as though my desire is here. I live as who I am becoming. Now that you know how to act as if you already possess it, there is one more pillar to anchor it all: unshakable faith. In the next section, we'll step into the sacred art of divine ordering, where Florence teaches how to ask the universe without doubt, without delay, and with the certainty that your request has already been approved. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly." This is not merely a positive idea. This is the final sacred key, where every word, every act, and every visualization you've planted begins to bear fruit. Faith needs no proof. Faith is the proof. You don't need to see results first in order to believe they're coming. You must believe so deeply that you no longer need to see. Florence taught her students to place an order with the universe as though they were speaking to a trusted, all-powerful source, the divine supplier. Let go of the how. Say, "Infinite Spirit, open the way." The secret door to success. A high-level ritual mirror. Affirmation for faith activation. Step 1. Stand before the mirror. Breathe deeply 3 times. Place your hand on your heart. Step 2. Look into your own eyes and declare, "I do not beg. I align. I do not wait. I live in it." Step 3. Visualize a golden door opening, revealing the life you have chosen. Step 4. Let emotion flood your body, as if you've just received the call, the love, the confirmation. Florence wrote, "Be ready for your miracle as you would be for a guest you love." You cannot expect a miracle while living as if it will never come. She emphasized, never look at appearances. Look only at the truth. And the truth is not what your eyes see. It's the frequency you choose to live in. You are not going to be rich. You already are. You are not trying to succeed. You are the embodiment of success. Common mistake. Affirming while doubting. Many people say their affirmations faithfully, then complain nothing is changing. Why? Because they speak one thing but vibrate another. They affirm "I am loved," but then check their phone hoping someone proves it. They say money is coming, but sigh when another bill arrives. Florence called this spiritual contradiction counter-commanding. You give a divine order, then immediately cancel it. That's why she insisted, stand still in faith. Do not contradict your word. One of the most powerful affirmations from The Secret Door to Success is, "I have a magical work. In a magical way, I give magical service for magical pay." It's not just poetic. It's a coded frequency. When spoken with belief and openness, it begins to rearrange reality on your behalf. We invite you to join thousands of kindred spirits who are placing their divine orders with faith. Comment this phrase twice to activate your receiving field. I do not wait for miracles. I live in what's already been given. I am proof of the divine. You are not just speaking to yourself. You are creating resonance for the collective. You've now learned how to speak, how to act, and now how to trust as though what you desire is already done. In the final section, you will be guided into the sacred Millionaire Declaration ceremony, a moment of highest vibration where you seal your soul's intent and declare what you will never retreat from again. Dear soul, if you've stayed with me to this very moment, it is no coincidence. You are awakening, not into someone new, but returning to your true nature. A soul born with the power to create, not to struggle, but to shine. Florence Scovel Shinn once wrote, "Faith knows it has already received. Fear begs for proof." Now the question is no longer, how do I become a millionaire, but rather, do I dare to act as if it's already true? Close your eyes if you can. Place your hand on your heart and slowly speak this into your body. I no longer ask, I have received. I no longer seek, I have become. I am a millionaire in mind, in vision, in vibration. Let those words soak into your spine. Imagine every cell in your body applauding, because at last you remembered who you are. If this message touched something sacred within, you don't keep it to yourself. Comment below this phrase twice to align with others who are walking this same path. I am the embodiment of miracles. I live in divine abundance. And if you wish to walk this journey of awakening, healing, and soul-aligned wealth more deeply, hit subscribe, not for me, but for you, so you won't fall out of sync with the frequency now expanding inside you. One final reminder from Florence, one that you may carry forever. You must act as if you had already received. Because the laws of spirit do not respond to hope, they respond to embodied faith. You are not waiting, you are becoming. And the universe is already applauding.